Hey gifted crafters, welcome back for another Saturday Crafternoon. I am here with my special guest, my sister, Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts. Welcome everyone and happy Mother's Day weekend to all the moms out there. If you're new and you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ and I host these weekly live sessions to talk about all things crafting. We talk about all things from knitting, crocheting, decoupage, and so much more. I mean, we try to touch upon everything, and we like to share tips, tricks, and ideas on the channel and in the chat. So jump on into the chat, say hello to some friends, and we can share ideas with each other to help all of us out there, especially those who are sellers of like Etsy, or maybe you have a craft fair coming up and you want to make a little extra cash. You can certainly get some ideas, meet some friends, and share things that you find out, trends and things like that.
Just have fun.
Yeah. So if that's something that you're into, welcome, and please just jump on in. Let's just say hello to a couple of friends that we see out there. I see Amy, I see Deborah, I see Donna, I see Jailover 71 Jailover. Thanks for joining. I see Judy, I see Marion, Robin, Susie. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you coming on board. So if you haven't tuned in before, maybe on my sister's channel, she has Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and she does all kinds of embroidery tips, tricks, and ideas out there. So you want to check out some of her videos as well. And she's here with me today because she's visiting Miami. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that we have. If you didn't tune in last week we did some price comparisons on the Sentro 48 that I purchased from Timo and one that I had purchased from Amazon. So we did some great price comparisons out there. There's some really great deals. So if you're interested in getting a circular knitting machine, then just go ahead and check that video out because you'll be quite surprised on how much you can get it for. Today we're going to talk about a couple more things. We're going to kind of continue on that route talking about the Sentro machine, but we wanted to kind of focus on the quality of it now. Is there much of a big difference between the Sentro and an Addi machine, which is quite pricey?
It looks a lot alike. It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But sometimes looks can be a little deceiving, so we got to really see this.
Right. And then I also wanted to touch upon a little trip that we took yesterday. There's a Ricoma Embroidery corporate office that's headquartered here in Miami, and we were able to kind of do a little trip there.
We snuck away.
Yes, we kind of took a little break, and I wanted to get some more information, and I want to share with you the information that I received and just touch upon a couple of things on that. So if you're interested in embroidery, thinking about maybe purchasing a machine, I may be able to help you out with a little bit of information on a Ricoma machine.
It was a lot of fun.
It was. It really was.
It was fun. It was really, really fun.
It was. So let's get started with this. Let's talk about Ricoma first.
Oh, I would love to.
Okay, let's do that.
That was fun.
So while I was there, they gave us a couple of brochures on some of the machines that they had in stock. Now, when we first got there, the receptionist greeted us in the area, and she kind of took us over to their little showroom. And in their showroom, they had several embroidery machines there. Some were multi-heads, some were single heads,
They
right?
had a lot.
They did. They did. And it was a pretty nice-sized room.
Yes.
And they manufacture the machines there. And they also have another headquarter out in China.
Yes.
So a lot of the things that I liked about what they were talking about is that it seems like you can get pretty good service, especially if you're living in the Miami area. You can get good service because they're right there. And a lot of the issues that might come up, like service issues or questions or things like that, seems like they have really good service for that, right?
Nancy had to hold me back because I wanted to hug all the machines. They look so cute.
Yes, they did.
I did. I wanted to hug them. I was like, oh, touch them, feel them.
So one of the first things, the machines that we looked at was an EM 1010, and it was a single head entry-level embroidery machine.
Mm-hmm.
This is the little pamphlet that they gave us. Let me see if
And
I can line this up.
It reminded me a lot of the Brother machines. It really did. You know, just the look of it. You know, it reminded me a lot of the Brother, but it was a nice machine. I can't say anything, you know, and stuff. It was nice, but I was really focusing on the 15 needles.
Yeah. So this one was a 10 needle machine. Priced a little bit under 10,000 is the pricing that they give us, but again, that can vary. So check your local area. But the pamphlet did talk about some of the specs on the machine itself. So I'll just run through a couple of them for you. It's a one-headed machine. It's got 10 needles. The machine size without the stand is 23 by 22 by 34.
Mm-hmm.
The height is about 64 inches. That's with the stand. The weight of the machine, 99 pounds. So it's a pretty heavy machine, heavy duty. Let's see. It's got cap rotation, 220 degrees.
The embroidery, don't forget that. The largest embroidery area of the machine is
right there.
12.2 by 8 by 3. Which
8.3.
It's okay. It's okay. I do know that the Brother 1055X, the largest, is a 13 by 8.
Okay.
So to me, the Brother 1055 is a lot bigger than the 10 needle for the Ricoma, but it's not by much. It's really not by much.
It's stuff. Yeah, if it's just slightly.
Yeah, it's
Brother
just
is slightly larger embroidery area.
It's not really a deal breaker. Honestly.
Yeah,
it really is.
Now the speed is about 1,000,
and that's what Brother has. Brother is about 1,000 stitches per minute as well.
Okay. Voltage between 90 and 240 volts.
Yeah.
Memory capacity 20 million stitches or 200 designs.
So yeah, I mean it looked really good. It was pretty comparable to the Brother 1055X. The only thing that I can say though, I do feel the Brother machine had a lot more capability than their Ricoma when I looked at what they can do versus to what the Brother machine can do. Like with if you guys watch some of my videos, you can see I have the scanning capability. You know, it's just, I feel like I got more. You have the snowman capability as well.
Yeah. And,
you know, I didn't have a chance to really play with this. You know, we just looked at it physically. We didn't really see anything stitch out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We should have brought fabric with us and told them to stitch something out so we could actually see it and stuff. But we were kind of on a time crunch too, so we really couldn't spend like a whole afternoon there.
Now they did have, all of the Ricoma machines have a 7-inch high definition touch screen. Yeah. So it didn't really matter if you were looking at a 10 needle or 15 needle. They all had the 7-inch screen. So that was pretty interesting too.
No, I think this one has smaller. So.
No? 7-inch?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, okay. Awesome. Okay.
So I mean, it's a great starter machine. The price point is really not that bad. You know,
but I geared more towards a 15.
Right. So it's if you're just looking for something small, that's really a starter machine. Maybe you don't have a lot of volume. Maybe you're just, you know, just wanting to get your feet wet. This could probably be a pretty good starter machine. Yeah. It is an entry-level machine. So then, kind of going up to our next level, they showed us the TC Series 7S. And this one is a commercial embroidery machine. This is what it looked like. And this...
it looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
It looked okay.
It did.
But I don't know. It just, to me, and it's not that there was something wrong with the machine. It really wasn't. It's just, I don't know. Let's just say I didn't get that vibe, okay? I didn't get that lover's vibe with that machine. I really didn't. But you know, there was nothing wrong with it, and I could be wrong, because like I said, you know, we didn't see them actually stitch out. They did have some sample stitches that we could look at, but we didn't see those sample stitches in the process and stuff.
Yeah. So now, some of the main features of this machine, let's see, it's about 1,200 stitches per minute.
Yes.
The embroidery area,
much larger,
20 by 13 inch, more or less, like 20.5 by 13.8. The wide angle cap, in order to do the caps, 270 degrees. Memory capacity is about the same. automatic color change, automatic memory retention. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the rest is pretty much the same going across. This is a 15 needle though.
Yeah, it is
versus
15,
the 10.
And it was priced a little bit under 14,000. But like Nancy said, you have to, kind of see. Now, I did, I do see that Jail Love has a comment in there, and she talks about she has the 10 needle machine, and she says that she loves the snowman capability and the camera. Ooh. And that is like, I totally agree
on the brother
with her.
Machine.
And see, that's the thing too. It's kind of like a torn thing because brother is very, very expensive. They really are.
It is.
On the price end, it is very, very expensive. However, though, I really like the capabilities that come with that machine. And one of the things that I asked about when we were there, remember I asked the lady, I said, do you have that scanning capability or the snowman, kind of like the brother? And she said, no, they don't have that. So is it a deal breaker? Well, obviously, a lot of people use the machines. They seem to be happy with it, so it might not be. But I think what it is that when you are used to a certain capability being there for you, you kind of like want to go with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I mean, she did mention something that I particularly liked. She said when they deliver the machine that pretty much the machine is ready to go right out of the box. Like, you will have to put the stand together because it does come with the stand, but it's literally all threaded for you. Like, everything's all set up. You can just flip the switch and start. And I just wanted to show you kind of the startup package of what comes with the machine. So you've got the stand itself, which you will have to put together. There's a variety of hoops and caps. You've got the Chroma software, which is the software they use. Yeah. They give you a Madeira starter kit for your threads, 3-month subscription to HoopMade, and training and lifetime support 7 days a week and after hours. So kind of a nice startup package. I think that, that's really a good sell point for the machine.
But just something that I do want to point out though, all the machines, no matter what machine you get, you're going to get the standard hoops, okay? And the thing is, when you really start to get into the embroidery, sometimes you're going to find that a lot of people that really do embroidery don't really use the hoops that come with the machine. They end up investing in mighty hoops.
Right.
So, I mean, and you can get mighty hoops for the Ricoma. They do have them and stuff like that.
You do.
Yeah, and, I mean, all you have to do when you place the order, just let them know what machine you're using.
Yep. And this price point on this one was about $13,320. I know there was a special going on, so that price may vary along with any other prices that I'm giving you. This is just the price at this point in time.
Yeah.
The final machine that we looked at was a commercial embroidery machine as well.
This is the one I liked.
This is the MT Series 7S. Let me just open it because I think they have a better picture here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one I like, and it's really for really two reasons. This machine, for some reason, looked more solid to me, and also, I want you to take a look at that picture and look at the raise of the space underneath that bag, okay? You have all that space in there. So if you're going to be embroidering, like, bags, which is something that I do, especially when kids are going back to school, like for book bags, lunch bags, and I even do golf bags. That space is really handy to have because it really makes it easy for the bag to move around in and stuff. So I'm going to be honest with you, when I saw that, I was kind of like, oh, I was like, that's not bad. And I remember with Liliana, there was a time NBC hired her to go ahead and embroider some baskets, right? So what happened was the space was not big enough, so her husband had to put blocks underneath the embroidery machine to lift it up to create that space that you see with the in the bag, the one that you pointed out to everybody. Yeah, just to create that, so that way their baskets could fit underneath the arm. So that way she can embroider them, and she had to do 500 of those baskets. I think NBC was having some kind of special with Thanksgiving baskets.
Yeah.
So and they hired her to do the.
If you're doing those big bulky items, then you really want
that space.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's look at some of their specs. So it is a 15 needle machine. Let's see, main features. Again, 7-inch LCD touchscreen. The embroidery area, 22 by 14.
And that's a nice size. That's a nice size.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would ever like embroider that much. However, though, what is important about a big size like that is like, let's say you're doing patches, right? You don't want to embroider like one patch at a time. You want to embroider a whole bunch of patches in a row.
Yeah.
So you can probably do like 3 rows of patches. Probably
one
like
shot.
Embroider maybe like 12 to 16 patches at a time. Yeah. That will save you a lot of time. You know, so that's why I was looking at that. I was like, that would be perfect if you have to embroider patches.
Yeah, so it also has 200 designs or 20 million stitch memory capacity. It's got a thread break detection. Again, the heavy-duty steel stand with the wheels. Let's see, external 100-degree button and trimming button, and an automatic thread trimmer. Some of the other things I see here, one-step tracing button on home screen. I mean, they're pretty much about the same as the other machines. It does has a USB port, emergency stop button, multiple hoops, easy add applique sequence boarding or cording. So, I mean,
I had to be honest. If I was to, from all the ones that we've seen, and if I had to purchase another one, and you know, it had to be a Ricoma, this would be the one that I would go for.
And this one runs about $15,480. So that's what's the pricing that they gave us.
I got expensive.
Yeah, so these are the 3 that we kind of, the main ones that we were looking at, but there were other ones there. And the facility was really nice. Everyone there, very knowledgeable, and was able to give us a lot of the information that we were looking for. So I was very happy with our little trip.
It was fun. It was fun. And they even had, they had a 6-head machine. They had a 2-head machine. You know, one important thing that we should also mention is we asked about the 20 needle machine. And one of the things that the lady first told us was, what is the size of the door that you're planning on putting that embroidery machine in? Because you're going to really need to have some extra wiggle room because of the way that machine was built. It may not fit through a regular standard door. So when she said that, I was like, okay, well then that means I need a machine that really goes through a standard door because we are working from home. Right. So we, you know, we don't have like a warehouse where we have a garage door where I can just slide it in and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, which are the ones that are going to fit through a door? And that's where she showed us these.
Right. And looking at the door frame that you have, you know, just being able to get it inside their house. Don't think that they're going to build the machine inside the house or in the room. It's literally comes built already with the stands that you need to put together. But the machine itself is pretty large. So if you're looking for that size machine, you know, you'll need to have like a double door to be able to get it inside your home. Or if you have a business, you know, making sure that the doorway frame is wide enough for you to be bringing it inside. So,
but it was a fun trip.
It was.
Really was. It was a fun trip. I'm really glad that I made it out there and stuff. And you know, it was nice. I mean, she showed us a lot of stuff, and I was pretty glad that I went there. I was kind of like, oh, okay.
and they're actually we're building another building next to it, so they're even expanding. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
Not sure what they're putting in that building, but man, it was a nice location, and they've been there for a while, but they didn't put the sign on the side of the building, so you can now see it from the turnpike, and that's kind of what grabbed my attention and got us there. So I was really excited to go. We had a lot of fun, got some great information. So I hope we helped you guys out, giving you some information too.
Yeah.
So next thing we want to talk about is our Sentro.
Yes.
Sentro versus Addi. And we've got 2 yarns here that we're going to be using. They are both a medium weight, number 4.
But what's important too is one of these was purchased by Timo.
Yes. This was purchased by Timo. And this was my Addi machine that we got. Had it for now over a year, I guess.
And how much did you pay for this?
So for the Addi, it's about $200 is the going rate after discount and everything. I think we got it for.
And this is how many pins?
This is 46 pins.
Okay, and Timo, how much did you pay?
For Timo, $35. And it is a 48 pin. So it does have 2 extra pins. So slightly wider, and it was cheaper. Yes. So now let's see if the quality is there, right? So we all know Addi machines much more expensive. We talked about the gears and how the machine is made, and the machine itself is a better quality.
Get my arms ready.
However, let's take a look at what it looks like when you're actually stitching something out. Do you really see a big difference? So
yeah, that's what I want to know. It's like the actual, like when you're knitting, does it actually
knit the same?
Yes.
Okay, so in order to do that, we're gonna use the same exact.
All that extra money for?
Right. You know? We're going to use the same exact yarn. So they are both by Yarn Lane. It's impeccable yarn. And they're both a worsted weight. So number 4, medium weight. So exactly the same. We've got the same in terms of yardage. It is the same. So 2 exact same types of yarn, just 2 totally different colors. Right. One will be on the Sentro purchased by Timo, and one will be on the Addi. So
okay, let's race.
Which one do you want?
I'll take any out there.
Okay.
All right. So where you find the beginning on this thing?
Well,
I know you say it's inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is it this way?
So you have to kind of feel inside the yarn and then pull it out. Yeah. Sometimes they're easy to find, and sometimes they're not. For what we're doing, if you want to start on the outer side, you can too. It really wouldn't matter. So whatever's easier. Okay. Yeah. So let's just get this going. Now, one of the big differences between Sentro machines and Addi machines is that the Addi machine does have a clamp, so you can clamp it down to your tables, and you can literally just crank it with the one hand.
I found it.
Sentro doesn't really have that, but there are a lot of hacks out there that you can do to kind of anchor down your Sentro machine. I've seen people use Velcro. They'll use tape. They'll tape it down, or they'll try to use a clamp and try to kind of grab the legs of them and clamp them down to a machine. So, you know, it's really depends on your preference of whether you go with Sentro or Addi. There's pros and cons on both sides. So we just want to test it out and see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead, and on the Sentro, I have 1 white needle.
Oh, I do the whole thing first.
So let me just find that needle. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and cast on.
Oh, I did this wrong. I'm going to get it. All right, then go back.
So this is, I think, my second time that my sister's doing it. She's using the Addi machine. Addi has, there you go. Addi has 3 black needles that you can use to find the first pin, and then you go ahead and you cast on. So I'm going to take my yarn end, and I'm going to go to my first needle, and I'm just kind of wrap it around, anchor it in, kind of like a V shape towards you, and just drop the end of the yarn in the middle of the machine. And you're going to start casting on, and casting on is really just kind of a weaving type of motion that you do on the machines. So you'll want to go ahead and start with that V, which will put the yarn in the front of the needle, and then you're going to kind of continue, and you're going to be flipping to the back of the needle, back to the front of the needle, and you continue this weaving motion all the way around until you've done a complete circle.
I think I got it.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Very good.
I got it. Oh. Okay, here we go. Reverse. All right. It's going to be interesting to see if these actually do the same. Because think about it. I mean, that's a big price difference between these two machines.
Yep, it is. It's kind of weird. My hand is butting up against the Addi machine over there. So.
Oh, let me move it then. Okay.
No, that's okay. It's fine. Now, once you get back to that full circle, I'm going to go ahead and put my yarn into the gauge, and then I'm going to put it on the tension. I put it on the middle one. That's the one that I prefer to use. I'm going to give myself some slack here, and I'm going to make sure that my counter is set to 0.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, got it.
Are you ready?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not good.
No, you're good.
Didn't I mess up there?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Gotta get it together. All right. Hold on. Where did I mess up?
Did you go back?
Go back again?
I think you went back. That's probably why.
Oh. Wait. Hold on.
Go underneath here.
Oh. Is that it?
No. Let's see. You're in the front of the needle or the back?
Oh.
Okay, now go.
Okay. Now, this goes front and back. You have to weave through it. Okay, something.
It's kind of like a wave.
Nope, I think this is...
Okay, you had trouble with your cast on before. You want me to fix it? Okay.
Fix it, because then we'll be here a whole hour, me trying to figure that out. Okay.
Alright, I think it's better if I just start it from scratch, because it's easier, since it's just started. Okay. Let's see. Oh, boy. Okay.
I didn't mess up.
We're getting you there. Okay, let's start it with the front of the yarn. And let me just find the black needle. And again, with the V shape, you have the V here.
Drop it.
Drop that in, and then you just start the weaving motion. So, see if you guys can see that. So, you're in the front of the needle. You got to go back to the back of the needle, front of the needle, back, front, and you just keep that motion going. That's your cast on. Once you get back.
She's a professional caster.
Now I'm going to open my yarn gauge, put it in.
Okay.
Close it. I'm going to set your counter to 0.
Okay.
And then you can just start cranking.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So we're going to do a
your
small
yarn.
kid's hat to see how the quality looks.
Yep. So it's about 60 rows is what we're going to do. That'll get us to a decent size child's hat. So
all right.
Again, the Sentro doesn't have anything to cramp down the machine. So I kind of had to hold one of the legs because I don't have any little hack with me right now. So let me go back here because I think I messed myself up. Yes, I did. But you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going because, you know, I'm a slow one.
That's fine. Here, I'll just start over on mine too. Just so we can be on the same ground. I'll catch up to you.
I'm sure you will. All right, here we go.
There we go. Okay. Just hung up on one peg. Okay. So I'll go ahead and cast on.
Out of the machines that you saw, which one did you really like?
I think I liked the MT series. I think that was really nice.
That was the one that I liked.
Yeah, it's.
If you were to get one, which one?
I think I like the fact that you have that space to be able to do larger, embroider larger items like duffel bags and things like that. I think that's worth it.
That to me is worth the extra, because if not, then you would have to get somebody to go ahead and lift that machine up for you if you wanted to get big bags to get embroidered and stuff.
Yeah,
because that's what Liliana's husband had to do. She had to actually lift the embroidery machines on.
All right.
And stuff. Oh, go to the chat.
Okay,
go to the chat. Yep, there's people talking in the chat. Oh, okay. Cool.
Let's see.
Auto threader is a. Oh, yes.
Okay. So Donna says an auto thread trimmer is a good feature. I love that about my BL Pathfinder. Saves time in cleaning up designs.
It sure does. It does. And then Judy talks about good warranty. Yes. Ricoma did have a good warranty, and also what I really liked about them, they really emphasized strongly about the type of support that they offer and stuff, which that is to me is really important, because some companies, and I believe Melco, I'm not sure, you can't quote me on that, but I believe with Melco the support that you get is only for a time period, and then after that you have to pay for the support. And I'm not sure what kind of support you have to pay. If you have to pay if you call them, or if they come and fix it or something like that. That can get kind of pricey if you need to pay for support. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I caution a lot of people about, because the support is really what is important.
Yeah. And you could really see it there. So like while we were there, you could see they had a bunch of people working there, and on the phone with people. So you could really see that they really do care about their customers, and they were helping them along. So I really liked that.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. I really was. When we saw that they had like the customer help center, they were on it. I mean, they were really working hard, and I was pretty impressed. I really was. Now, like Brother, I have never really reached out to Brother support for anything. But I have always been able to do everything on my own, and I do have someone that comes to the house to run the maintenance on my machine. Yeah. So, I mean, but Brother is so super friendly, and I think that's why they're so super popular, is because of how user friendly their machines are.
Yeah.
It really is. They're very, very, very super friendly, but they are on the expensive end. And I really do like the features that the Brother has, like that the scanning capability, the snowman. I haven't been able to find that in Ricoma or even any of the commercial. Now, could it be that maybe you don't really need it? Probably, because if you really think about it, if you think about the snowman feature and everything, you can actually go into your embroidery software and you can just print out the embroidery file, and then you can tape it to the garment. And I've done that in lots of my videos, like for logos and beach towels and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and you can align the machine. You really can. You can align the machine. So, but it is a nice to have. It really truly is. It is a nice to have, and I have found it useful. So and the thing with the automatic thread trimmer, you can replace that yourself and stuff, but I'm sure you can do a lot of things and fix yourself if you get Ricoma or any of these other machines and stuff like that. But to me, it's really more important the quality. And I'm gonna be honest with you, looking at your stitching, and let's do a comparison real quick.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I see Angela in Stitches says, when I ordered my Ricoma 10 needle, it took 2 months to arrive, and I was anxious to see them. So she was anxious and she loved them. So it seems like the kind of flipped over so I can see it, but she did say
make any hats. Yes, they do. You get two hat hoops and one hat driver. You only need one hat driver once you have to pop on the machine. Now the hat hoops are expensive too, because with Brother you don't get that extra accessories. You actually had to buy your hat driver. I had to buy that separate. I had to buy the driver, and I had to buy the hoop, and you only get one hoop, one driver. Now you could buy an extra hoop, but you're paying for it.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah, the stuff with brother is pretty pricey and stuff.
Donna says the clamps on her Addi is the thing that makes me lean more towards using my Addi. Yeah, I agree, Donna. It's, you know, it gets a little frustrating when you have to kind of hang on to your Sentro. But remember, there are a bunch of hacks that are out there that'll help, you know, simulate the clamps. Now, she's not clamped down right now.
Yeah, I'm not using the clamp.
But, you know, you see how the machine's kind of moving around as she's trying to do it.
You know,
you do. And I do have to hold the leg of the Sentro machine in order to crank it, which is really not the best. Now, I do have on the Sentro, it does have the tension guide on here. So it does help me with the tension.
I'm actually holding it.
Right.
I'm holding it with my hand.
Addi has a little adapter that you can put. It's a little tiny plastic piece that you can put into the Addi that's supposed to help with the tension. But a lot of the Addi users really like just holding it in their hand. You know, that they like to just kind of guide the tension, because I don't like to hold it too tight when I'm doing the machine. Now, I can tell that my sister is holding the yarn pretty tight, so she's got some pretty tight tension on there.
I'm a tough lady.
Yeah, she likes to hold it. I like to kind of just do it lightly and let it just kind of flow through my hand.
So is that why mine is a little more tighter?
Yes, so yours is tighter because you're holding on to the threads. So your tension is
I am.
strong.
I'm kind of like holding onto it right here, you know, as I go in here. I don't know. Oh, you guys can see right there. See, I actually like hold it right here. And then I just kind of like go in here, and then I push down on here.
Yeah, where I'm just kind of like letting it flow through my hand. I don't really give it a lot of tension because I do have the tension guide set to the second one, so that gives it a little bit of tension, you know, and I don't want it to be too tight because it's a hat, so I want it to kind of breathe a little, so it's a little stretchy. So, you know, it really depends on your preference, you know, but tension is really important when you're using these type of machines because it really will depend on the project that you are doing.
Now, how many times are we supposed to go around for a kid's hat?
About 60
rows. We're doing
rows.
a kid's hat right now.
We're doing 60 rows.
Oh, 60 rows?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a lot.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Let's see, so
we'll
just
keep
keep cranking.
An adult hat. My
you
arm
did.
was killing me.
You did. You have it here too. So.
Yeah, I did that. That's the thing. And this, you know, it's really cute. These are cute little hats that you can make so quickly and stuff. I really do like these, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty neat, you know. And then what I really like is that you can make the set. You can make the scarf with the hat and everything.
Yes.
And a lot of people like to wear the sets.
Yes. Now, yesterday you were not holding the yarn as tightly as you are today.
No.
So you may want to notice how your hat is very loose and very stretchy. So,
and I kind of like that.
You'll kind of see now when you do today's. Head. Yeah, once you take it off of the knitting machine,
this is going to be a little
you're going to see the difference. Yeah.
Oh.
And we can show them that difference too.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, we can compare the actual knits themselves. It really does not much of a difference. See how the two kind of look the same?
So, you know, it's really funny because, like, that, it's $40 versus $200.
Yeah. But again, the real difference between the two machines are the gears. The gears inside the Addi machines are very well made versus the Sentro, they're more plastic parts. So they will break off over time. Your Addi machine is expected to last a really long time.
But you know
Sentro may break down though.
Okay.
But it's okay.
But you know what? I mean, even if this is plastic and it'll break down over time, you could probably buy 3 or 4 or 5 of those Sentro machines compared to 1.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can have 5 running at the same time. Well, we don't have 5 hands, you know what I'm saying? But what you do is you just sucker all your family members and stuff to sit up there in front of the TV and just crank away. And then next thing you know, you got a whole assembly line of nothing but hats.
Right.
Okay? So, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. That to me is the better. I understand this is the best quality, and I got that. But you really do get the same result at the end. Because that to me is the most important. This is the end product.
Yep.
You know, so the end product looks the same. Nobody's gonna know that this was done on
an Addi machine
on a
or a Sentro.
$40 machine versus a $200 machine. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I mean, So
it really is a more affordable.
$200 to spend. I would just go and buy 5 of these, and then you're good.
Right.
You know, use it till it breaks and use the other one.
And with the link that Timo has, you know, you can really get yourself a pretty good deal for snagging one of these machines, even if you just wanted to try it. So I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoy doing it. There's also adapters that you can get. That
my arm hurts. This ain't my thing though. But this ain't my thing. I'm not a knitter and all that stuff. This is Nancy's domain.
So if you want to get the adapter, you can purchase that as well. You do have to be careful on the size of the on the power that you're getting that you're going to use with the adapter. So you don't want to use a drill that's like super fast, because you could burn the gears on the inside. And I have seen some videos where someone used the adapter with a high-speed drill and ended up breaking their machine because the drill was just way faster than what it needed to be.
Now, could you do an adapter on this?
You can.
On this one also?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
you can.
No.
And they both have the capability of doing tubular and panel. So right now we are doing the tubular, but you can also do panels on here and do little baby blankets and things like that. That's also a nice little gift, or if you're looking to sell them, you can definitely whip some of those out as well. And then if you do some crochet, you can even crochet a little ribbon on the edges or things like that to trim. So lots of ideas out there that you can do when making these things. Let's see if we have any other questions. So Angela said you can also get a tool chest with tools and extra parts with Ricoma. Okay. And Donna says, I like the Sentro tension holder and the handle better than the Addi. And I agree. The handle is something that really is a seller, I think, for the Sentro. It is a lot easier, as you can see, for me to just grasp it and just turn this way versus on the Addi, you know, it's more flat. And see how you have to kind of grasp it here and hold it like this. It causes more tension on your hand. This is a little bit easier for you to kind of just hold on this way and just turn this way. So that was something that I had to get used to, because I did get the Sentro first and then I got the Addi. And that was one of the things that, you know, I didn't particularly like, is the handle on the Sentro was a little bit better than the Addi machine.
Judy's like, rock it out, spaceman. I didn't even see the spaceman come out. I didn't even see him. You know, oh, there we go. I like the little spaceman.
Donna says, I like a looser tension by feel. I have found out that by using looser tension, then the first few rows eliminates tucks and drops. Yeah, I agree. When you are doing that first cast on, and I think that's where you had a little bit of trouble, you know, you have to look at what tension you're putting on there, because it could easily drop since it is the first row. Once you get past that first row, if you want to loosen it up, you can. But, you know, keeping watch of when you're casting on, it's the most important row that you're going to do, because that's pretty much the base of your entire project that you're knitting. So, you know, if the casting on is not correct, I would stop and correct it before moving on.
See, Donna talking about like what I mentioned last night and stuff, that embroidering the personalized tag. And she's right. Rigid is those little the metal tags and stuff. You can put like little leather and put the name. And so you could do it with the kids' hats too. Put the kids' name on there and stuff, and do a little hat. I'm telling you,
I did a little hat.
I agree with the embroidery machine, and they got some really nice fonts out there that are like really like thin and stuff that'll really make it cute and pop.
Yep.
I totally agree with that. Yep. And so, and you know, the Folix leather, which, you know, we really know that's the fake leather, right? It'll be cheaper. It sure would. That would look really, really nice. Oh, Miss Banks says she has a Baby Lock Destiny the 10 needle venture. I gotta hang out with Miss Banks. I really do. I gotta make some time to hang out with her and stuff. Hang out in her craft room and everything. And she says she's reached out to them and they have helped her over the phone many times, and they've also
they respond via email.
Yeah,
that's great.
I haven't, but in all honesty, I have not had the need to reach out to brother at all as of yet. I've always been able to like figure out what I needed and all that kind of stuff and everything. And you know, the manual is really easy to understand.
It is, but really she brings up a great point, because I do like that they also respond via email, because you know, sometimes you're on the phone with them and maybe at the moment you understood, and then maybe you come back to your machine a couple days later and you kind of forget what they said. So it's nice that they follow up with the email, because now you can print that out and add that to, maybe you have a little journal or something that you're keeping with all of the issues as they come up and how you resolved it. It's a great way to keep track of those things, so that when they happen again, and maybe it won't happen for another 6 months or a year or whenever it is, you can always go back to your notes and you have that email from them that explained the situation. So it's a nice reminder of how to fix things. So again, that's why I think customer service is so key. I really like that they are available literally 24/7.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
That is not the time you want somebody to be flaky on. Okay. When you spend all this money on their product, it's like, yeah, you better support, you know? And stuff.
Right.
That is not the time for them to be flaking out and stuff.
So I see that Donna says the Addi's largest machine has less needles and the hats are about 1 inch smaller in diameter. That's correct.
Yeah.
And if you have big heads, you need the larger Sentro. That's true. So a lot of people get confused, you know, because the Sentro has 48 pins and the Addi has 46 pins. You know, they're wondering what that
2 pin
diameter difference will be. And yeah, it is about 1 inch. So,
and
you know,
amazing that only 2 pins can really make a big difference.
Absolutely.
So you said 60 rolls. I'm at 61.
There you go. So you can stop there.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. Do I go back to the black?
Yeah, I would go back to the black, and then you're gonna begin the cast off process. So we'll have to get you the needle again. Now, do you think you can handle the cast off, or did you want me to do that?
I think you better do that, because I really screwed up big time. And you know, and we're already close to the hour and stuff.
I know.
We're gonna be here all afternoon.
So I'll go ahead.
Because you guys saw how I cast off last night. You had to fix it.
Yeah. So I'll just keep this to. Oh, did I just drop it? Here we go.
You dropped the marker.
I got. Put that to the side. I'm almost done with mine. Maybe you can hold my yarn and help me out there, and we'll go a little faster.
Cool.
I'm at 42 rows, so.
Oh my God, you're slow. That's because you talk too much.
Alrighty.
I will tell you, seeing all those embroidery machines, it made me miss my sewing room really bad. And I'm like, ugh. And then, you know, what's really bad too is I've had a lot of customers reach out to me since I have been in Miami, trying to place orders for their businesses for me to do embroidery. So I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to really have to definitely go back by next week so that I can work on some orders and then make another trip back here and stuff. Because, yeah, I got to reopen my Etsy shop and do those local orders that people have.
So Donna says, my husband needs a larger diameter knitted hat. I use the larger center and looser tension for men's hats. Yeah, if you're doing it for men's, you want to have that extra give. So I would do a looser tension. I think that's correct. She also says the end product is comparable with either Addi or Sentro. My next challenge is a flatbed sweater machine. Ooh, I bought one at a thrift store to try making larger flat panels. Wow, Donna, if you found that at the thrift store, you really hit the jackpot. I've been looking at those, and
I'd be amazed if you didn't find that at a thrift store.
Yeah, and they're nice machines.
Yeah,
you can get
do get rid of sewing supplies and you can go at a thrift store
yeah.
and stuff and
it's they have, if you found one, that's absolutely amazing. I'm sure that you've gotten it at a great steal.
But I think if I come home with another machine, I think Fred's gonna kill me.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I told him that we went to Ricoma and stuff, and then he asked me flat out. He said, "I just want to know, are we coming home with another machine?" I'm like, "No, no," because he knows I want two more embroidery machines. I think having 4 multi-needle machines would be good enough for me to run the business and all that kind of stuff. So
okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and snip it off. And if you can snip yours off if you haven't already.
No, I haven't.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and take the needle. I'll do yours first. Set mine to the side.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they all came out. And you know what? I gotta be honest with you. Even just looking at it inside, okay, if you look at both of them, they look almost exactly the same. So I really don't see why would you go ahead and pay that extra money.
Yeah, so if we take a quick look at the stitches themselves, and I kind of bring them up, stitching, I mean, this one's kind of hard to see because it's such a dark pink, but,
yeah. You start to, no, but you can see, but you know what, it just tells you, to me, just bring it up, take it up.
Yeah, so, let's see, the pink one here.
Yeah, there you go. And lift up yours so that they can see what yours look like too. This will be
the Sentro.
Yeah, see, it's the same.
Stitching is the same.
I don't see any differences.
So now let's go ahead and cast off. Now, Addi does give you the bent tip tapestry needle, so it makes it a lot easier to cast off. However, you can purchase a tapestry needle at your local craft store. So they're come in all different sizes, so that's definitely something you can pick up.
The Sentro, I got a lower seat. I look shorter than Nancy.
I didn't have any other one. So I think that the tapestry needles themselves, not too bad.
Equal, so I'm gonna sit. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Doesn't make a difference. So I'll go ahead and put the tapestry needle in between the 2 widgets, I guess you want to call it, and then just bring up the yarn. Now I bring a couple of them at a time because I try to do it a few at a time. And you just go around picking up all your needles.
I always screw up this part. Religiously. Always.
And you'll want to crank it so it can get closer to you so that you can then pick it up. Now, I would have given it a little bit more slack on the yarn, but it's fine. You just don't want to run out of space. And I will pick up a couple of them at a time just because it makes it easier for me. And here we go. Here we are. 2, 3, and 4. And then
it looks so easy, and I just don't know why I keep messing that up.
It's not very hard. It isn't.
You stick to Diddy. I'm gonna stick to it.
There we go. You see, once you get through it, once you do it a couple of times, it really is pretty easy. Now just move that to the side. There we go. And I'll go ahead and pick those. Let me move this over a little closer to me.
You're such a perfectionist. Okay, let's see what we got here on the chat while you're doing all that. And stuff. Let's see, casting off. You can blow the entire project at this point. Take your time, Jeanette. You ain't kidding. I almost blew this hat yesterday. Nancy had to fix it for me because I could not cast off for anything and stuff. Hey, Jenny Owens, how are you? Thanks. That's why I am a hand knitter. I bought a knitting machine to make baby sweaters, and I had tried to stand up to work on the machine. She likes to hand knit better.
Hand knitting is awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to do something really quick, like you can start with this and then maybe hand knit the edges and add like a border to it or something, which is nice. So let's move this machine over.
So that's the top of the hat.
This is, well, it could be either one. This is something that you pull here and then you also pull here. Right. So you've got like a little tube.
Oh.
So you'll want to hold on to that. I'm going to go ahead and do mine now.
Okay. I really like that. See, look at this.
Look at the stitching on it.
This is really nice. Okay, but this is on the Addi machine. This is the $200 machine. Okay. I'm really interested in this one.
Yep. So
see how that comes out and stuff. Yeah, there is no, yes, Donna's asking, no room for the dogs today. Maybe the birds.
Oh, we didn't do our holidays, did we? We have a special
Mother's Day.
We know tomorrow's Mother's Day, but we have some special holidays.
Oh,
we have today is Apple Pie Day. Today is Tulip Day. Oh. And most importantly, today is Dog Mom Day.
And I'm
Dog Mom Day. Wow.
I miss my Mellow. Where's my Mellow?
I don't know. He's saying Happy Mom's Day.
You know what? If I would have known that, I could have embroidered me a Dog Mom shirt or a Dog
There
Mom
you go.
hat or something. Oh, you know, I miss my Mellow. That's really one reason. Like, really, seriously, gotta go back. Yeah. I miss my Pup.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, Fred's stealing my dog. That's what he's doing.
So, Dog Mom Day today. So, all of you dog owners out there, you know, spend a little time with your little pooch because, you know, he wants to say Happy Dog Mom Day, Mom.
I miss my dog. Oh my goodness. So,
okay.
Oh, Happy Mother's Day, CPG, and everyone out there. Hey, Yolanda, how are you?
I did drop a stitch.
I do not especially care to make quilts, maybe smaller lap throws. I did see Gingerman looks throws that are awesome. You know what I wanted to try? Since Donna mentioned that. What is that quilt that they cut up? Remember I showed you? There's a quilt and they just cut up all the squares and stuff like that. A rag quilt. There you go, rag.
Oh.
It's a rag quilt. I want to try the rag quilt because I feel like with the rag quilt you cannot mess that up.
Okay.
Because, you know, with quilting, you have to be very precise in the sewing, and you have to be very precise in the cutting.
In the cutting and the ironing.
Right, because then your image is not going to come out straight. But with rag quilting, not quitting. We never quit. We're not quitters. Never, ever, ever. We just keep trying. That you just sew, and you just cut up. And it looks really nice. It really does look nice. So I want to try to see if I can make a rag quilt for my bed. Something like that.
I think they're pretty easy to make. I think you can make it easily.
Yeah, they're not. They don't seem hard.
Nope.
Now they do seem like a lot of sewing and a lot of cutting, but I don't mind. I don't mind doing that.
All right, so we're almost there. I'm almost done casting off.
Hey, Yolanda. I see Jeanette also. Happy Mother's Day. And Happy Mom's Day. Dog Mom's Day. And so I'm going to have to FaceTime Mello.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
So sorry. We are almost done casting off here.
Yeah,
and we'll be ready to compare the two. Now, these, mind you, these are small hats. These are for like little kids. So
Donna mentioned Raggedy Ann. Remember I used to have a Raggedy Ann growing up?
Did. Yes.
Raggedy Ann and Andy. Remember that? That was big back in the day. Raggedy Ann and Andy. I remember I had a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll.
Yep.
You don't see those anymore. And another one is Felix the cat. Remember Felix the cat?
Yeah, and I know Donna on our Facebook group, if you guys are not part of the Facebook group, Donna was talking about the Raggedy Ann doll in there. So, you know, we're all waiting for that picture because I think, you know, it's been a long time since we've seen that.
Right.
And if you can make those Raggedy Ann dolls, those are probably really special. So let's see now.
I used to have one.
They are so cute.
I used to have one as a kid. Raggedy Ann and Andy. I used to have
kind of just a real antique-ish classic.
They had a cartoon thing going on too. But
right.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
watch her pop me in the head with her pulling the thing.
So I like to pull on my yarn and stretch it out a bit.
Right,
kind of set the stitches a little bit.
Pull and stretch too.
So I'm gonna lay it flat here. And let's lay yours side by side. And you can see here, I'll bring it up a little closer so you guys can see
the light blue was on the Addi, and the dark pink was on
Sentro.
The Sentro that was purchased on Timo.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's really the same.
Yeah.
It's really the same. So if you really think about it, just because you paid less does not mean that you really sacrifice quality.
Right. And now, granted, maybe the Sentro won't last you as long. Maybe the parts will break down quicker than they will on the Addi. But because of the price being so low, you can just purchase another Sentro. Still doesn't even come up to the amount of money that you would spend on an Addi. So, you know, it's really, again, matter of preference. The handles are a little bit different. I know that there are issues with the counter. I've heard a lot of things on the counter on the Sentro machines. They do break down pretty quickly. So that, you know, may be an issue there. But the fact that the Addi has the clamps and you can clamp it down on the machine on a table, that's a big, big, big plus, especially if you're doing really long panels or tubes for projects. So
the next test we should do is we should have you take the Sentro and crank on that day and night, and let's see how many days it takes for you to break that.
No. Now, we wanted to kind of soup up the Sentro and see what we could do to kind of bring it up to the Addi level in terms of the gears and things inside. So we're going to see what we can do with that. But
are you going to open that up?
Sure.
Why not? Don't pour it out, right?
Hey, you got to experiment, right?
That is true. That is true.
But definitely a lot of fun. As you can see, there are differences here on the quality itself. Was barely minimum. There are differences in the machines themselves. If you haven't checked out the video, I did do a video comparing the two. So that's something that if you're looking at the mechanicals of the machine, you can check that out as well. Price point, we now have Temu selling Sentro at a very discounted price. So if you're interested, check them out, do your research, and make the decision that's best for you. So thank you guys so much for joining. I know we're running a little over, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with us and taking the time.
Now.
Yeah, so thanks again, everyone, and hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.